I'm Sean, an Army news anchor. Typhoon Lai, locally known as Odette, pounded the Visayas and Mindanao with torrential rains and powerful winds, leaving widespread destruction across the southern Philippines. The storm caused massive power outages and communication blackouts, while fallen trees, flooding, and damaged infrastructure crippled transportation and access to aid. Surigao City was reported to be almost completely destroyed, while Bohol and Cebu declared a state of calamity after suffering some of the worst impacts. Official reports confirmed at least 410 deaths, most of them in Bohol, and total damages reaching 47.6 billion, including losses in infrastructure, agriculture, and housing. Surigao City was almost completely destroyed and asked for urgent help. Bohol and Cebu were placed under a state of calamity. In total, 410 people died, many of them in Bohol. Damages reached around 47.6 billion pesos, including 29.8 billion for infrastructure, 17.7 billion for agriculture, 62.7 million for houses. Typhoon Rai, or locally known as Odette, developed over the South China Sea and entered the Philippine border on December 14, 2021. It rapidly strengthened into a Category 5 typhoon before making landfall in Siargao, then gradually weakened as it crossed the Visayas and exited through the Sulu Sea. After its final landfall in Palawan, Rai moved toward Vietnam, where it briefly re-intensified before weakening again and dissipating on December 21, southeast of Hong Kong. Back to you, Davidson.
I'm Davidson Adriano and I'm the reporter in the field. June 30, the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council, or known as NDRRMC, approved the rehabilitation and recovery plan for Typhoon Rai. The government even funded and helped the city who were affected and built them up. Essential equipment and medical supplies were also given by the government. A curfew was introduced 2 days after the typhoon to reduce looting. Over 1,200 evacuation centers were set up to help the homeless. 3 days after the storm, the main airport was reopened and emergency aid arrived. People from around the Philippines were sent to help people and find those who are missing. The Religion Iglesia ni Cristo, or known as INC, launched a Christmas collection for the citizens who were affected by the storm. INC donated and distributed supplies evenly among the people who were heavily affected. The Japanese government even donated $1.6 million to help children. Celebrities such as Angel Locsin, Nadine Luce, and Andy Eigenman supported and helped the people through financial pledges, in-kind collection drives, and monetizing digital platform for relief efforts. Back to you, Sean.
Citizens across the Visayas and Mindanao were left empty and hungry by Typhoon Rai as homes were destroyed. Electricity and communication lines were cut and entire communities were flooded. Families were forced to seek shelter in evacuation centers or makeshift tents. Many struggled with hunger and limited access to clean water. Farmers and fishermen lost their livelihoods due to damaged crops and boats, and small businesses were wiped out. The storm also left thousands grieving the loss of loved ones, as survivors faced the difficult task of rebuilding their lives from the ruins. At least 41 areas are flooded due to the lack of flood control. Back to you, David.
Ano ang nararamdaman mo nung nangyari ang bagyo?
Malungkot kasi mga bubong ng mga bahay naglipara. Our house was the first one to collapse first. The roof flew off and the foundation crumbled.
That's all for tonight's news. Thank you for listening. Please donate to the people who are currently in poor conditions. At ulit, di natutulog ang Balita 24 Oras. Goodbye. Have a nice evening.